not expect us to do every single question on every exam. I pick the ones to do in class that have been kind of the topics repeat every year. And then I assign questions at night for you to do that basically can use the calculator. Okay, so that's what you can expect. Don't expect us to do every single question in every exam. That won't happen. All right. All right. Our big focus when we review is going to be multiple choice. All right. Quick. All right. I'm not going to hide it. You guys can find it too if you need to. Here's that exam you have in front of you, the conversion chart, the curve, if you want to call it. All right. There's 86 points on all these tests. 86 points. So we'll be 86 points on yours in the end of this month. Here you go. I'm over. I'm not over here. Not over here. I'm over here. 26 points. That's what you needed to pass this exam in this past August. 26 out of 86 points. So we're talking 13 multiple choice without even doing any part 2, 3, or 4 yet. All right. So my big focus with you guys is to get you past that 65 or at that 65, multiple choice, multiple choice, multiple choice. All right. That is where you're going to succeed and pass this exam is the multiple choice. Now, hopefully you have higher goals than that, but that's my goal. Get all 14 of you through 65 or above. All right, but it's a lot easier than it sounds. Okay, a lot harder than it sounds. Let me put it that way. A lot harder than it sounds. Because I told you guys before break, kids have failed this. They could not reach that 26 points out of 86. All right, it'll happen. It could happen. All right. So everyone good? We're going to focus on the multiple choices. All right, here we go. I'm going to start with number 2. And this is a calculator question right away. Calculator question right away. Here's how I know. Which expression is equivalent? Equivalent. Which one is the same thing as that up there? All right, and our calculator is going to do all the work for us. All right, I'm going to show you probably something new you haven't heard about. Right? And that is storing a value in your calculator. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to pick a number right now. You're going to pick your own number that you're going to store in for X. I prefer that you don't use negative numbers or 0 or 1. Okay. For multiple reasons. So pick any number you want here. All right. I don't know. I'm just going to pick 4. I'm going to store in 4. All right. And what we're going to do is we're going to tell the calculator, I'm going to show you, we're going to store in 4. We're going to type in the original expression. It'll give us a value. And then we're going to see which multiple choice matches that value. All right, so here's how we store on your calculator. So you go to calculation. You type the number you're storing in. So I'm storing in the number 4. And the store key, does everyone see the arrow? It's in yellow above X to the Y. So shift X to the Y. And you tell it what variable you're storing it in for. You can store it in for any letter. But if you look at our problem here, number 2, it's X, right? Our variable is X. So we store it in for X. Why is everyone coming up with that?
No. Yours is in a fraction.
Oh, it is. Oh, I'm hiding that, huh? One job. Can I clear that out of there? There we go. Enter. Good. All right, so your calculator now knows anytime it sees an X, it's going to store in 4 for it. So now we go back to the problem. Now I need you to type in 2x to the 3rd plus 3x squared. And remember, if you want to do a fraction template, you just hit divided by, and then mine says answer, but I just want an original one. So there you go. And just type in the question for it. Just go ahead and type in the question. So 2x. Now, if you want to get it to the 3rd, you can go x to the y to the 3rd. But make sure after you do that, you hit your right button so it goes back down so you're not just typing all exponents. I did that at first. Plus 3x squared minus 4x plus 5. And down at the bottom, x plus 3. And then enter. So that's what it gives me. Now, if you guys stored another number other than 4, you're going to have a different answer. Now, here's what I want to do. Now I want to go through my multiple choices. And I want to figure out which one's going to give me 165 over 7. All right, so I'm going to go to each multiple choice now and start typing them in. So here we go. Oh, I don't need a fraction template. I don't need a fraction for that first one. Okay. So 2x to the third. And at any time, stop me with any questions. There's no silly questions here. Unless you ask me when the test is, then I'll tell you that's a silly question. 9x squared.
Where'd you get the 4 from?
Which 4?
Like the 4 you stored.
I typed it in.
Oh,
I just randomly picked it, Mark.
we're just trying to.
Yeah, you can pick your.
Okay.
Again, I want to stay away from negative numbers, 0 and 1.
Okay.
I wouldn't ever store those numbers in, but you can store any number you want.
Okay.
Okay, there's no magic number. Nope. Squared plus 23x. So everyone sees when I typed in the first choice, didn't match, right? Didn't match, so it can't be that one. So now I go to choice 2. And I know this is a pain in the butt right now, but you know what? It gets us 2 points, doesn't it? Out of that 26 we need. There we go. Questions from you? Yeah, go, Richard. Let's go.
How do you unstore it? So like if you use X in the future.
You want to store a new number in, you type it in. Like if now I go to a new problem and I want to use, I don't know, 10. Now I go 10, store it in for X.
I'm saying like,
Yep.
What if you just want X to not be stored as anything? You get what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're saying you're going to use X somewhere else?
Yeah, like I don't want any value stored as X. Like,
Well, the only other place you would use it is in the equations, and it won't.
okay.
That doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't have X stored in for there. It's only the calculations. Okay. Good. So it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. Okay, everybody good on storing. You're going to see a lot of that. You're going to see a lot of which one's equivalent to, and we just stored it. Now, here's my concern. Here's how I think. What if this is a part 2 question? And it said, all right, find the answer to that. I feel like I have a responsibility to you guys to say, hey, this is how you would actually do the problem without quote unquote storing. Because that's just a cheat right there, is the storing. Right? How would you actually do that if that was a part 2? All right, you ready? What's this fancy symbol for here? That's division, right? So it's basically saying, take this, divide by x plus 3. Now, I know some of you probably aren't fans of the old long division there back in the day, right? Anybody remember synthetic division? You had the box in the corner here. We remember that going? Well, we got to review it. All right. Anybody remember how to find what number goes in the box? What are we dividing by here? X plus 3. So you do the opposite, which would be -3 there. And then anybody remember how to get the numbers along the top? You go to the numerator and you write the coefficients, the numbers out in front. So 2, 3, -4, and 5. And make sure everything's there, right? Because if I skipped an exponent, what do you have to fill it in with? A 0, yep. You got to fill it in with a 0 if you skipped an exponent. All right. Anybody want to direct me? Okay, bring down the first number, right? 2. Then where do I go from here?
-6.
Where's the -6 come from? Okay, 2 times -3 gives me -6. And what do you get there?
-3.
-3. keep multiplying, right? -3 times -3 is +9. Go ahead, combine those two and you get 5. Multiply again. -15. So what's my last number here? -10. All right, so when you write your answer now, you always go one exponent less than the greatest one. So 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. And what's this bad boy end up being here called my nice remainder? But remember, your remainder has to be put over whatever you divided by. So just a little, if that ever came up on part 2, 3, or 4. Okay, questions? But multiple choice, I would not want you to do that. I'd want you to store. If it's a multiple choice question, store that sucker away. All good. Hey, number 3, let's go. Oh, this is in my wheelhouse now. This is my wheelhouse this year. All right, we got a table. You guys see the table? Find the probability. Yep, that's my wheelhouse. The fan prefers pizza, given they prefer football. So should I add all these numbers up and that's my total? No, because what do we already know? They like football. So hey, this is where I'm living right here. Just right there I'm living. Because we already know they like football. So it's got to be out of the people that only like football. And how many of them are there? There's 40 of them, right? So out of those 40, how many like pizza? 20? Oh, geez, it's not there because I warned you guys when we did the probability unit. It's probably going to be reduced down. And again, this is an easy one. But if you have trouble reducing anything else, hey. Just type it in. All right? If you're not unsure what it reduces down to, 20 over 40, I'm not really too sure. Oh, there it is, 1/2. It'll reduce for you. All right? Not bad. So far, not bad. We're good. All right, let's keep going. There's a couple vocabulary terms we got to talk about. Number 4. F of x, 12x minus 4. What's the inverse? There's only one place I want your mind to go. You see the word inverse. I'll lay it out to you guys first if anybody wants to drop a little knowledge. Day 1. No? We're good? Switch x and y. You hear the word inverse? Switch x and y. I should also say then solve for y. Then solve for y. Okay, switch x and y, then solve for y. That's how you do inverse. All right, so let's rewrite this one. F of x, though, is the same thing. I said switch x and y. Where's the y? F of x, same thing as y, right? So switch them. Don't move anything else. Just take the x and the y, flip them, and I'd get what? X equals 12y minus 4. So that's the switching. That's the switching. Now you got to solve it for y, because all your multiple choices are solved for y. All right, you help me out. First move.
Plus 4.
Add 4. It's not solved for y yet.
Divide by 12.
Divide by 12. So y equals x plus 4 over 12. Now, I know when you hear the word inverse, I want you to think switch x and y, but also sometimes that word inverse might not be there. Make sure we understand anything that f to the -1 is the symbol for inverse. All right, symbolically, that's how I write inverse. Okay, because I don't know if some of the problems we do are actually going to say the word inverse. They may just say find this. They might not even mention the word inverse, but we got to see that and know that's inverse. Okay, raised to the -1. Anything. We're getting after. I don't have many problems, but the ones I pick out are going to be important. 9. Oh, half-life, huh? Good times. Good times. The reason I picked this one out, can you please go to the formulas you're not given? And this is one I did not put on, so we're going to add it in now. All right, so find a blank box. What's that, Gabby? 14?
14.
Everyone go to blank box 14 so we can talk about what a half-life formula looks like. Okay, so here you go, half-life formula. Half-life. This is not on the, no. This is the formulas you're not given.
Oh.
Formulas you're not given sheet.
Oh.
We all good, everyone? Formulas you're not given, go to the blank one, number 14, because I didn't write this one in. Okay, half-life formula, you ready? All right, half-life. A with the subscript of 0. Always 1/2 in the parentheses. And then raised to, ready? X divided by the half-life. Okay, this is the formula I use for any half-life problem. The only thing I need to tell you is A0. That's equal to your initial amount. Initial amount. Okay, so whatever goes into A0, that's the amount we start with. Okay, good. All right, so let's answer this one for me. Half-life of 25 minutes. The initial amount, they don't give you one, they just say it's A0. Which expression could be determine the amount remaining after T minutes? After T minutes. So the half-life is 25 minutes. I'm automatically getting rid of number 2 because I know it's always got to be 1/2 as my base. And I always divide by the half-life for the exponent. So which one are we looking at here? Which one looks good? Choice?
1.
Choice 1, right? Whatever the variable is, always divided by the half-life. We always divide by the half-life. And most of the time, you'll know what the initial amount is to plug in. Okay, all good? All right, that's why we have that formula sheet. Keep looking back. All right, 12. I only got 2 more here for you. 12. Oh, this is my time this year. What's tan theta when sine is 2/5? And we're in quad 2. Come on, make a brother proud here. Anywhere you want to go here. What you want to do, thoughts, throw it out. Even if you're, who cares? You got guts to take it. Go ahead, Max.
Like our playing with the little bow tie.
All right, hey, quad 2, right? We're in quad 2. What can I set up in quad 2? A triangle, right? A triangle and quad. First of all, where is quad 2? Oh boy. What's that? Top left, right? Happy New Year, bud.
Happy New Year, 2024.
Darn right.
You darn right.
Right here? How do I know how the right? Geez, another one here. That seems a little heavy. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, we probably got more too. Yeah. Hey, midterm review time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, guys. Do you remember how you know where the triangle is supposed to look like?
Bow tie.
Yep, bow tie, bow tie. It's going to look like that. All right, great. Thanks for the update. Set up a triangle there. Why? So you can put values on it. Sine is 2/5. What do you want to throw on that bad boy? Well, what do you know about sine? Opposite over hypotenuse. And Grant, hey, that bad boy ain't going to be there down wherever we're taking it. Hate to break it to you. We're not taking it in this classroom, so hopefully we know how to spell SOHCAHTOA. Opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite 2. Hypotenuse 5. Should I make that 2 negative where it is? Yes, no, maybe?
Oh,
No, it's positive.
No reason, right? To make it negative. It's going up. Never make the hypotenuse negative. How are we finding the third side? Pythagorean theorem. Yep, Pythagorean theorem. 2 squared plus, should I put the 5? Where should the 5 go?
5 goes up C.
And for C. Good. Yeah, look at this. Like we learned something this year. That third side, square root of 21. Everyone comfortable? Let me know if you want to see how we got it. Whoa. Okay, but wait. Look where I'm going to put it. Right? It should be negative. Look where it is on the x-axis. Everyone all right when I put negative? And why? Because we're on this side of the x-axis. Okay, now what do we have to find again? What are we looking for?
Tan.
Tan? All right, tell me something about tangent.
Opposite over.
Okay. Opposite.
2.
2. Adjacent.
Negative.
Negative radical 21. And it's up there.
3.
It's up there.
I'm sure it's
Remember, this is me putting the negative down. It makes the whole thing negative. It's there. Where is it? Choice 3. Wait, you have the 2 as the negative. Okay. It just means the whole fraction's negative. That's all it means. All right, I could flip-flop them. The whole fraction's still negative. Whoa. We could have used our calculator for this. That's an equation, right? Where can you go to solve equations? But watch here. I will let you know, I drove myself nuts when I used the calculator, and maybe somebody, because I didn't have you guys there to tell me. So yeah, we can go to equations and type in what? Sine. Where's sine? We don't have a theta, but we have an x, right? Sine x equals. Talk to me. I know I'm going. Everyone see where the sine button is above 7? X. Everyone knows how to get the equals. 2/5. Enter. Solve that bad boy for me. It's going to ask you for a min and a max. Here's where you got to know some math here. What quad am I in? 2, so it should go from what to what? Quad 2, 2, 2, 2, 92. Yep, and you know what? I did that. I was like, wait till I show the kids this. They're going to love this. And then I got all these darn values. I'm like, I only should be getting one value. I only should be getting one. Is anybody else getting a bunch of these too? And I'm like, why am I only getting this? And no, you guys weren't there to tell me. What did we just type in the previous screen? What was the previous screen again? 90 degrees. Yeah, that took me 10 minutes to figure out. Yes. So be careful. There should be no reason why you should be out of radians other than this. All right, so you could go to degrees. You remember how to do that? Settings. Am I covering up? Angle measure, degrees. Then we can go back to equations. Okay, 90 degrees to 180. Then it gives you that, right? And remember, you can copy that.
How'd you get to 100?
What's that?
I got 4. Oh yeah, wait. Well, I have 4 too. I have.
We have what?
Doesn't matter what. The X10.
No, I don't even look at that. I just look at X, what it gives me X1. Okay? So now I can copy. Remember, you can copy it. Shift copy. And then go back to calculation. And what are we looking for? The tan value, right? So tangent, paste it in. Now I know it's going to give us that, but now we can go through each multiple choice and see which one gives us that decimal. And it'll be our choice that we had. But I prefer you to know how we did it the first way, because this definitely could come up on a part 2. All right, so just be careful what mode you're in. All right, one last one. Number 20. I'll let you guys read through number 20 as I bring this back up again. Which one is a factor? And I know where your minds are going to go because I've been with you since September. You're going to literally try to factor this thing, and it's not going to go well. Okay, it's not going to go well. Reason being, how many terms are here? 5, right? And there's no GCF you can take out. You can only group if there's an even amount. All right. I don't know how I don't even know how I would go about factoring this. All right. So how am I going to know which one's a factor? Well, we could remember our long division at the beginning. We could say, all right, x plus 2, pop a negative 2, and I'm not going to do it this way, but 1, negative 1, 11, 5, and 30, and figure out which one gives us no remainder. We could do it that way. All right. Or, and I don't know, you probably don't remember this from last year, is if you plug in the answer into here, it should give you an answer of 0 out. It was called the remainder theorem. It should give you an answer of 0. So when you plug in x equals negative 2, when you plug in 2, when you plug in negative 5, and when you plug in positive 5, one of these answers, when you plug it in for x, is going to give you an answer of 0. And that's a factor. Everything else is going to give you another number, which represents the remainder. All right, so let's take our calculator. Oh, go ahead. Yep, go.
Why'd you, for x plus 2, you said x equals 2?
Because that's going to be one of the answers. And it only works if you plug in the answer in here, not the actual factor. Because remember, here, Harper, it's going to be, right? X equals negative 2 then. Okay, so that's why I'm plugging in the opposite. We want to know which one of them is here, x plus 2. All right, so you guys, however you want to do it, store it in, all right, or just plug it in, 2 to the 4th minus 2 to the 3rd. All right, if you want to do it that way. One of these choices is going to be 0. The rest are going to be another number other than 0. And there's some stuff I won't do for you because I want you to use that calculator on your own. Find which one gives you 0 back when you plug it in. Should be x plus 2. When you plug in -2, it should give you 0 out. If you're not, I would highly recommend using parentheses then when you plug it in. So -2 to the 4th minus 2 to the 3rd, or -2. Make sure you use parentheses. I'm a store guy. You cannot go wrong if you store. All right, cannot go wrong. Okay, so typical class, I go over a handful of questions. All right, at the end of every class, I'm going to have suggested problems. Again, we talked already. If the only practice you're going to get is in class, I don't know what your success rate is going to be then. All right, you have to try some stuff out on your own, just so we're good. This is the same exam we worked on. I only assign stuff for you to work on independently that have stuff you can do probably right on the calculator or stuff we've done the last couple units. All right, I'm hoping you find success on these because either you use your calculator or it's something pretty familiar because we've done it in the last 2 months. Answers, go on Aspen and get them. Right, look for the August 2023 folder, and you'll have the answers to those. So you don't have, is this right? Is this right? Am I doing this right? Look for yourself. Be independent. All right, be independent. So those are the ones I'm suggesting here now and into tonight. And I will take questions first thing tomorrow on these 7. It should be something you can do on your calculator or something we've done pretty recently. Again, you guys want to start coming in and getting 2 points in every test or quiz, let me know. Just let me know when you're going to come in. Give me a heads up, please.